Social Development Minister Lindiwe Zulu has wrapped up her outreach program in Mpumalanga. She visited the local Sassa office where she engaged beneficiaries about the effectiveness of the system used in processing of social grants and some of the challenges that the grant beneficiaries are faced with. Newzroom Africa's Mweli Masilela reports.
The Minister of Social Development, Lindiwe Zulu, has been visiting different areas for the whole of this week to make an assessment at Sassa centers where beneficiaries are being paid to find out if indeed those systems in place are effective. But she's coming here when there are a number of problems, especially some beneficiaries having not received their payments. But let's talk to her now about the latest. Minister, you've been on the ground for quite a number of days now. If you can tell us about the key things that you have picked up so far.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. In fact, it's very exciting for me to be in these Mbombela Sassa offices because they are one of the offices that we are using to test the queue management system, but also the biometric system. I'm raising this one particularly of the queue management because, as you can hear now, we have a system that tells the beneficiary, whoever, we give them the ticket, they come and they wait, and then they know exactly where to go, just like the way it works in the bank. And I've gone through the system and I see that it's working very well because the queue is better managed than it was before. It's managed from the outside, but technology now is also managing it for us inside. What I also think is very important is the biometric system that we've been struggling with, because the biometric system is now here. If the beneficiary comes here and they go through the process, now we have to do the biometric system because it will help us to weed out fraudsters who come here and apply for grants when they know perfectly well that they're not, one, they haven't reached the age, they come with sometimes IDs that are not correct, but then it's connecting us also very well back to the Department of Home Affairs.
Minister, you've spoken about the positives, but of course there are some beneficiaries who haven't received their grants this month, and also news about deceased persons who have been paid the past 3 financial years. What has caused that and what is being done to resolve that matter?
No, grants that have been paid are paid directly to the accounts of each and every beneficiary. The ones who did not, the number of 70,000, again, even here, I myself was asking the beneficiaries who are here, what do they think is the reason for them not to get their grants? Many of them now then explained. One said, I got married, then I changed my surname. Now, the system needs to change. Whatever information needs to be changed by you, the grant recipient, taking responsibility and coming and helping us make the change. 2, when I was in Belfast, I found women there who had changed their banks, not even bank account, because some of them told me that they've moved to Time Bank, and therefore they were told as way back as October, if you change your banking details, please let Sassa know that you've changed your banking details, because the system wouldn't know that unless you as a beneficiary go there. I'm done, that's the 70,000, and most of them actually are being assisted. The ones that I found here also told me the same story, and they are now coming in and changing their banking details. The other one of the supposedly Sassa paying deceased grant recipients, here is how the system works. If somebody is deceased or somebody dies, again, the onus is on the side of either the family for letting us know that that is what has happened. But at the same time, we must be conscious of the fact that when a person dies, there are other processes which need to be done with Home Affairs, where they issue the death certificate, or no, not Home Affairs, the police and Home Affairs. They all issue. It takes time. If it so happens that in the process of the payments, and the payments are done, it works like anyone. If the payment is done into your account, then it means we must reverse that once we receive the necessary documents. And in some instances, that takes a little bit of time, but I can tell you, when Sassa receives the information that a person is deceased, the grant has to be stopped immediately.